how you came into Guns N' Roses in that story, if you could.
Well, obviously, well, not obviously. So I've been playing with Richard Fortas on and off in bands since 1992, I believe. We were in Loves for Love together, Honky Toes, Psychedelic Furs, you know, Pisser. He played with Pisser. Bunch of local bands, other artists, you know, Tommy Stinson, and that's how Tommy comes to the picture. So Richard played on Tommy's solo record, and then whenever Tommy would come in to do gigs in New York, he'd get local musicians. Tommy does that in different. Tommy Stinson does that in different towns. So show up somewhere and have local musicians play. So whenever Tommy would come into the New York area, Richard would get me and another bass player who's actually played in Pisser too, Winston Roy, and we come and be Tommy's band in New York. So I was playing with Tommy and Richard while they were still working on the Chinese Democracy stuff. And then when Brain found out that his wife was going to give birth during the tour, the summer tour of 2006, right? I got that right. Those guys were like, "Hey, that's cool. We just get Frank to come in and play, you know, a couple of weeks." You know, it was literally like that. You know, like I didn't know this. They told me this afterwards, but pretty much I had the gig. I it was my gig to fuck up. You know, so those guys were like, "Yeah, no, we know the right guy." You know, he's you know. I think the main thing was like he smiles a lot. It was the main thing. He's an alright drummer, but he smiles a lot.
Was there like an audition process, or you just started live gigs, or
not so much a process, but yeah, I had to come and play with the band. Yeah, you bet. Man, that was right in New York. They were in New York rehearsing on 25th Street. So I went and played, and it was great. Brain was gracious, and you know, the guys were wonderful. Tommy was there, you know, great. Robin was great. Chris Pittman, you know, everybody was really warm and welcoming. It was great.
What about when those 2 weeks were up? Because I'm assuming you were like, "Oh, I'm going to have this awesome experience for a couple weeks."
Well, I looked at it as it was just those 2 weeks. I didn't really think too much beyond the 2 weeks. All I wanted to do was be sure that there was a nice continuity when Brain got off and then I got on, right? So there was to be seamless, especially for Axel, you know, because he's, you know, now he's been playing with Brain for years. So, I want him to make sure that I was going to sneak in and sneak out vibe, you know, and just keep the seat warm for Brain. I found out like a couple of weeks later that Brain wasn't going to come. He wanted to stay with the kid. So once I found out that I was going to finish the tour, then I definitely settled in. But for those 2 weeks, I was just trying to play as much as like Brain as possible.